All right, we are live. That's awesome. My name is Sue Sierra, and we are here with how to create an outstanding LinkedIn profile, part four, four, which tells us that it's not it's not a process that you just want to take lightly. You don't want to sign up on LinkedIn, or maybe you've already done this. You don't want to be on LinkedIn and not be maximizing every little section of your profile and figuring out exactly how to make yourself stand out. What we're finding, over these 4 sessions that we've done as we create a brand new LinkedIn profile is that there's a lot of people doing it, I don't want to say wrong, but not doing it as well as they could be. So if you dive in and you do things properly, the way that you've been learning over this series from Ted Prodromo, you're going to find yourself really standing above a lot of other people in your industry, which is very exciting. And so the whole reason we got this going is because I have a client who had 0 profile on LinkedIn. In fact, pretty much 0 profile on the internet in general, if you can believe that. She's in commercial real estate in Vancouver, Canada. She's also my sister. We are working together to create an awesome internet presence, and we wanted to start with LinkedIn because commercial real estate, obviously the place to be for something corporate like that is on LinkedIn. And so the guy that I chose to go to help us out is Ted Prodromo, because he is America's leading LinkedIn coach. He knows his stuff, and it just made sense to get him in here and take us through step by step. So it's been a really quite a detailed process. And again, I just want to stress that you want to spend some time on this. And I think both of the people I'm here with today will attest to that it's been quite a process. So I am first going to introduce our case study, Perry Zimmerman. Hello, Perry.
Hello.
Perry.
And Sue, that is exactly it. It's the investing the time. When I go and look at my colleagues, or the millions of other commercial realtors from around the world, I can tell when they are logging on that they're rushed and they're not using the platform to really portray everything that they've accomplished throughout their life.
Yeah, I think people sign up and they just whip through and they answer the questions as quickly as possible. And then quite often they don't even go back there. They don't even necessarily log in again. So huge opportunities are being missed with LinkedIn. Wouldn't you say, Ted?
Yeah, you never get a second chance to make that great first impression. And LinkedIn's where it's at.
Absolutely. So we've been working for weeks here to make that ultimate first impression. When we left off on our last session, we had to come up with keywords. So Perry is in commercial real estate in Vancouver, like I mentioned. So what are people searching for on LinkedIn if they're trying to find somebody to represent them? Maybe they're looking for some retail space and they're looking for commercial real estate tenant rep, such as Perry. What are they actually searching for on LinkedIn? That's what you want to think about when you're coming up with your keywords. What are people actually typing in that they can type in and find you? And that's when you want to insert those keywords. And there's different places to insert them on your LinkedIn profile, so we'll talk about that. And I'm just going to hand it over to you, Ted. You can walk Perry through this. I've shown you the stellar list that Perry has come up with her keywords. So we'll kind of go through those and figure out the best places to put them on her LinkedIn profile. So Ted.
Perry, thank you for doing your homework. You're just the dream client here.
I take this very seriously, and it is building blocks. And, you have to put the effort into each building block before you can move on.
Yeah.
And really have a good platform. So It has been work, but I've enjoyed it too.
So not just LinkedIn searches we got to talk about. It's like Google searches too. Remember, people will go to Google and search for you probably before they go to LinkedIn.
And, when I look at the list, and it is extensive, I bet there's even a couple of obvious ones I may have missed that, I maybe didn't put myself in the shoes of someone Googling me. I was just thinking LinkedIn. I kind of had tunnel vision there. So I think that's a good idea to make that a broader search.
Well, people will search Google. They'll use the same phrases on LinkedIn. So
good.
You did a great job. Congratulations.
Thank you.
And one thing that is not just about people searching for you, what LinkedIn will do when we put all these keywords in your profile, LinkedIn will take all that information and start putting you in front of certain people on the sidebar automatically. So it's not about them even looking for you. It's we're going to put you in front of them with this process.
Well, and I logged on as Sue once again to snoop around because I'm not ready. As you keep saying, I have one time to launch properly, and I want to come out with a big splash. Mm-hmm. So I logged on as Sue to look at what other people are using in the industry, and you definitely can expand upon it. But when I was going on to one name to see what happens on the side of how many people it puts together, it is astounding.
Yeah. It's crazy. It's a huge opportunity. So out of this extensive list, let's kind of narrow it down to the top 5.
Great.
Okay. So I would say obviously commercial real estate would be a big one.
Yeah.
And since we want to get you in a local search, we probably would put Vancouver real estate or commercial real estate.
Yes. Vancouver commercial real estate.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So what else would you be? I'm just going back to when you lit up a couple sessions ago and you were just so excited about how I travel the world and I like to just bring ideas back with me.
So, I'm basically a retail detective, but I don't know if that would translate onto a Google search.
Yeah.
But that is what I do. A phrase that also pops into my head is make deals happen. I create the deals. I find the deals. I'm not just looking at a vacant store and finding someone who wants to open a store. I'm looking at, a redevelopments, that type of thing where you could even go, a whole city block and, redevelop it into something really beautiful.
You create experiences, not just store.
Not just the real estate, exactly. So I've been wrestling with that, how to portray that in a keyword.
Yeah. I like the retail site selection as one you have. So we could say Vancouver retail site selection.
Okay.
Something like that, or Vancouver business.
Now,
Vancouver retail.
Now, I also distinguished it with restaurant site selection.
Yeah.
And they do both sort of fall under retail, but I am becoming quite specialized in restaurant as well. And that's a whole different set of issues when you're looking to lease.
Right.
So I wouldn't want to waste 2 out of 5, one retail site selection and one restaurant site selection.
So restaurants is where it's happening for you right now.
Yes, and they're the more difficult deals to pull off because of venting issues and permitting issues and that type of thing. So I do want to do both, and I do enjoy both as well, the retail and and I have vast experience in both.
Okay.
But can we use that in one line? Retail and restaurant site selection.
Yeah.
Okay, so
now I just want to pipe in here with a quick question, Ted. I've been just playing around with some of the keywords that Perry sent, and I noticed that when I go to put the keywords into LinkedIn, I'm only actually able to add keywords that come up as a selection. Is that correct?
No, you can type in new ones.
Okay, you can. I just wanted to check because I know options come up. I think this will be helpful for people too when they're picking their keywords. So options come up. If I start searching, commercial real estate, that's going to come up. But you can just create your own.
Yeah, you should be able to put Vancouver commercial real estate.
Should Sue show that on the screen?
Yeah, that would be good, actually.
Yeah, because Sue, if it didn't pop out at you, you're my guru, and if you're not finding it right away, then.
Oh, no, it's not that I wasn't finding anything. I just wondered if you actually have the option to create your own or if you have to use the ones that LinkedIn is suggesting. So,
yeah, so we're talking about the skills section now of the profile where you're typing in keyword phrases. So yeah, if we can get Vancouver commercial real estate.
Okay, just give me 1 second. I'm going to share my screen here if it's going to let me. There we go. Okay, so you should see Perry's profile now.
Yeah, I do.
Launched profile.
Awesome. Look at that. We spent a lot of time coming up with this line here. This is the headline. Is that right, Ted?
Yeah.
Yeah. And, you know, made sure we got a really awesome headshot, professional headshot done. So I was adding in keywords into skills here, as you can see right here. So if I wanted to go Vancouver commercial.
And it's case sensitive, so you may want to. It's one thing I've never understood why they can't figure that out at LinkedIn. But
right. So so everything capitalized, first word capitalized, or not?
I would do first.
First only. I should go in and change.
That's frustrating because people wouldn't search and type. You know, they wouldn't put capital C for commercial.
No, exactly. So for these ones here that have already been added, should they be not capitalized then?
Let's leave them just because they look good that way.
Okay.
They look better that way, but people wouldn't search necessarily.
Right.
But it looks like that's what LinkedIn put in. Is that correct?
No,
Yeah.
no, I added all these in.
Okay.
And typed like that?
Yes.
Okay. So the drop box didn't come down for you.
Actually, good point. Maybe it did. Yeah.
Yeah.
So if I went commercial real estate, yeah, exactly. See?
Yeah. So
That's what
this
comes
is
up.
the way LinkedIn is doing it.
So it looks like maybe they're consolidating this finally.
So if I want to go Vancouver, see, it's not Vancouver commercial real estate. That option's not even coming up, right?
Yeah. That's what I have some skills that are in both capitalized
So
and
what if you capitalize it, do it the same as LinkedIn and just press that add and see if it goes in?
Oh, I just did, and I just added it.
Oh, you did? Okay.
Yes.
But can you add it the same as LinkedIn would do it with all the capitals?
Yeah, it'll be the same thing. But do we want the same thing in there twice?
no, you just want it once. There we go. Oh, good. It's recognizing. Okay.
But take out the first one.
Okay, so let's go ahead and capitalize it because it looks nicer.
Yeah.
Right. That's already
I
done.
never used to be able to detect this because I have some skills that people recommend me for that are already in there, but the capitalization was different. which is really
And I
frustrating.
didn't pick it up.
And they're endorsing me for skills that I already have it being endorsed in a different format.
Oh,
So I'm
interesting.
going to clean up my skills after this.
Well, there you go. See, beneficial for everyone.
Because people they can recommend skills for you as you grow your network. You'll get people that'll say, you're really good at these skills because LinkedIn will recommend certain skills.
Oh, okay.
And you can add them to your profile.
Nice. And nothing better than a testimonial or a
Right.
recommendation.
So it gives you ideas of what people think you're good at that you may not think you're good at.
Right. Yeah. It's a very helpful tool.
Yeah.
Okay, so I've added a few extras in here. Are you wanting to stick to 5 in this section?
Let's add a few more.
Okay.
I think adding Vancouver to the beginning of some of them would be like Vancouver restaurant, something.
Well, Vancouver real estate,
Yeah.
Vancouver restaurant
Site selection.
site selection.
Yeah,
Okay.
maybe just leave that one. Don't do the retail because that'll come through in other. Oh, we do have it anyway. Okay, so leave that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Secure financing, is that a big one?
It sure can be.
So I don't think we need to do Vancouver for that one. But
Right. Yeah.
let's see, I'm looking at your list here. Vancouver real estate market analysis.
Real estate market analysis. Did you say?
Yeah,
That's a
Vancouver
good
real
one.
estate market analysis.
Yes, that's a very good one.
Vancouver real estate development.
Yes. My goodness.
Those sound like the ones that make you the most money. That's
Okay, right.
on.
Okay. So
That's okay.
when I talk about my skills up above, you kind of write out what your skills are.
Yeah.
Do I use these words in that write up?
Right.
I'm asking, yes.
Yes.
So it can be repetitive because a job here or job there were the same skills, and that's okay.
Yep.
That's okay to be repetitive in how
Not too repetitive, but you just want to make it a natural sounding story that you're going to tell in the summary.
Right. Okay. So can you show where that is, Sue?
So I'm going to save these.
Yeah, make sure you save just in case.
And so, Perry, you'll see here the skills and endorsements. They all show up kind of as a list, which is like a list of keywords.
Yeah.
But, just as far as repeating yourself, it's kind of different because if you're adding something to the summary, and this is what we need to, where we need to do some good writing here.
That's my story.
Yeah, exactly. And weaving those words into it.
And is there a character maximum?
2,500 characters. It's
and
pretty big.
What is your recommendation?
Fill it up if you can.
Okay.
The first line is really critical because on a mobile device, when people view your profile, the first line will show up.
Is the summary not your headline?
No, it's like the next step of your headline. So your headline would be the chapter of the book or title of the book.
Yeah.
And then the first line is the introduction to your book.
So Sue, I think you should not put that type of stuff on my LinkedIn because people can go into my...
No, I'm not saving anything.
Oh.
I'm just giving notes for people watching.
Oh,
I haven't clicked save on anything. I'll be deleting that. Yeah. I'm just taking notes that Ted's saying so people can see the notes.
Smart. 25. Okay. First line is critical. 2,500 words.
Yes.
So the first sentence, think about it as an extension of your professional headline.
Okay.
So let's go back to that professional headline so we can kind of just talk it out.
Great.
Okay, so that headline is back here at the top. I work with highly successful real estate professionals who want to create extraordinary retail experiences.
That's really good, I have to say.
So now you talked about, I like the thing about you traveling the world. That just lit you up so much. I keep coming back to that.
Yeah. Okay, so that's part of the story as a...
And you create unique retail experiences. You don't just create, well, you got it there, extraordinary retail experiences.
Yeah.
So kind of say it out. But I travel the world.
Like start the sentence with that even as a world traveler.
Yeah, because this will show up on your screenshot on your mobile device.
Yeah. So something like, as a world traveler, I find blah blah. Okay.
It's kind of hard to just kind of talk it out. Don't even think about reading or this. Like you're telling me the story. What was your last trip around the world? When you came back with a great experience idea.
I went to Israel for my 50th birthday.
Okay.
And that was the most moving trip I've ever experienced. And when I say around the world, it's, North America, Europe. So like around the world might be a little of an exaggeration or an overstatement. So I want to be really careful about that. You know how when we talk, we tend to exaggerate as negotiators and salespeople, we often tell a great story. So I want to be really careful, again, on the World Wide Web. You know, we have to be really careful, I think. So
how many continents have you been to?
I have been to 1, 2, 3.
Okay. That qualifies as a
Okay.
Yeah, as a multi-continent traveled.
I guess as a world traveler, right?
Yeah.
I've been in many different
Come
time
on.
zones, many different situations.
We'll give you that.
Awesome. Okay. Let's take out 50th. Oh, we're not saving this.
No.
Yeah.
I travel the world not to shop, but to bring back retail experiences. But we already said retail experiences.
Yeah. So yes, when I travel the world, you don't find me in the stores, but I don't, that type of, when I travel the world, I don't shop. See, now when you're on the spot, it was so much easier this morning when I was.
Just talk to me. Don't try to make it perfect.
Okay.
You can always transcribe this and come up with all the words.
Right. Okay. So as I travel the world, I explore retail. I prefer urban travel, and my favorite pastime is to literally walk the streets of the urban environment I'm in and absorb the retail and just drink it in.
Okay, that's nice.
And
what do you do with all that, what you absorb?
So then when I come back, I try to see if I can recreate that in this market, or even a piece of it. You know, in foreign lands, it's sometimes hard to transfer it exactly into our situation,
Right.
but even to take a piece of the idea and bring it back.
Mm-hmm.
And I find just the creativity for me, for seeing how it's done around the world. It just opens my mind. And I find that's the greatest gift for me in traveling and exploring the retail, is just being able to look at the picture from many different angles. And that's where I feel I find opportunities, because I can look at it differently than just exactly how you see it today.
You have many perspectives.
Many perspectives. Ted, you are good.
You said it. I just kind of pulled it out of you a little more.
Yeah.
You were trying to say that.
I was, by golly. Did you get that, Sue?
I did.
Awesome.
Yep, I'm just taking little notes. Don't worry, I won't save them here. We'll just be using this to create it.
So this is where you're differentiating yourself even more from your competition. Is how many of your competitors travel the world and they're there thinking about, what can I bring back for my clients?
Right. Yes. What can I bring back for my clients? Many perspectives. I like that.
Because you're kind of like me. For fun, I watch other people's marketing videos and to learn more about marketing.
Exactly. But you can always, even if you get one little tip, one little tidbit,
right?
You know, you can use that in your day-to-day life.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. When you're in Paris looking at stores and things, you're not thinking very specifically. Well, you may be thinking about a specific client, but
right.
You're absorbing it and it's there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
And Paris is a good example. You know, in Vancouver, we call it the mixed use developments, with the retail on the ground floor and the residential above, is, you know, that was kind of created over in Europe many, many moons ago.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So I like that whole angle of why you create these extraordinary experiences.
Okay, great. So In that summary, is that where I see people basically putting out their resume?
Yeah, that's a mistake.
And that's a mistake. Okay. So, but in my detective work, that is what I find, I would say 98% of the time.
Okay.
Is people basically have a resume in there, and it's very dry.
So when did you get into commercial real estate?
In 1988.
And why?
Because I wanted to get into business, and this was a business that I felt I would not, this was a business I felt that I would play at, and that it wouldn't be work for me to find success in this industry.
Okay.
And I was 100% correct. I find this business is exhilarating for me.
So tell me about that moment when you were working in this for a year or two, or some point you just went to, I found my dream job and I'm loving it, and you just hit your stride.
Well, that's a good question. I don't know if I can just like spring that out. Can you ask me a couple of questions? Let
Sure.
me think them through.
Tell me about your first big breakthrough project or deal.
My big breakthrough job was, and I think I mentioned this last time, I was headhunted by Coldwell Banker out of California. And I had been running around the Lower Mainland, which is the greater Vancouver area, working with a local, no name, no one had ever heard of this concept of a real estate franchise opportunity. But I was so enthusiastic about this idea that I was getting myself into meetings with prospective clients, even though we had never been heard of. And it was a very difficult sales job. So, but meanwhile, the offices I was visiting were the same clients that Coldwell Banker was looking at. And one of these offices I visited recommended me to Coldwell Banker and said, if you're looking for someone to expand your concept here in Canada, you should contact this gal, Perry Zimmerman.
Yeah.
Which they did, and they hired me. And they flew me down. Their head office was in Mission Viejo, California at the time. And they put me up at La Meridian, which was a 5-star hotel. And I just thought, I have arrived. This is how I want to live my life.
There you go.
This is how I want to travel and come to training sessions for a corporation of this stature.
So you're a pioneer in the franchise real estate market.
I was indeed. Yes. And interestingly, in commercial real estate as well as franchise. So franchising was my foray into commercial real estate. And both aspects of the industry, franchising and the real estate side, are very much male dominated. And especially back in that day, back in 1988, there were very few. At that time, there were 30 market analysts in North America working for Coldwell Banker, 25 in the US and 5 in Canada. And there were 2 women total.
Wow.
One, just a whippersnapper woman out of California also, and myself. So it really takes a very outgoing, aggressive, positive personality to market franchises.
Yeah.
Once you make a sale in a market, you have to go on to the next market. It's never really a warm call. Every market you go into is a new market and a cold market. Everything's a cold call. So having been able to hone that on the road by myself, market to market, every market is a new market to break into.
Yeah.
I really developed thick skin, we would say. I really developed a very strong personal work ethic. It's, you're out there on your own, and it's up to you whether you're going to persevere or not.
Okay, now let's summarize that in 2 sentences.
Okay. Sue, help.
Okay.
I like the pioneering something. You're a pioneer.
I do. The pioneering, Ted.
Now, what I wrote down there, I was trying to keep up with you there, Ted, a pioneer in the franchising real estate industry.
I think we just say franchising industry.
Okay.
Yeah, that works.
Yeah. I am already, one of my first clients is in the franchising, and I will be working with them on that side as well. So
you're one of the first women in this.
And but do we say that? Do we say that on LinkedIn? Do we talk about that kind of stuff?
Hey, why not?
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. We'll see if it fits in.
Yeah, exactly. The word pioneer is fantastic. That's great. I really like that, many perspectives. That really summed up what I said in many sentences into a few words. And then back to that making deals happen. How can I say that elegantly, professionally, that?
Well, your perseverance, your positive attitude. I make deals happen by... How do you make deals happen?
Well, just that, I get a lot of inspiration from professional athletes when I look at what they go through to be at the top of their game, the discipline, the hard work, the habits they have. So what was the question? I know I kind of got off topic there.
So how do you make deals happen?
Right. So, it's like a pro is I have a team. I surround myself with a top team.
Yep.
I collaborate. I listen well. I problem solve. It's a collaborative effort on many different areas from myself and from other people I pull together.
So I make great deals happen by all that. And we don't want to just use boring jargon and stuff, but yeah,
well,
you've got
exactly. No boring jargon. And again, you see a lot of that on my searches.
I make great deals happen because I surround myself with what kind of team?
What kind of team, Sue? I make great deals happen.
Hang on. I make great deals happen
by surrounding myself with a
AAA team. I'm brainstorming. I'm not saying
high performing
with a
handpicked team. I'm just brainstorming.
Yeah. A well-coached team.
With an experienced team.
Yeah, with
we just throw stuff out there.
Extraordinary team. Did maybe extraordinary use that there? We had it somewhere else, but I think I might prefer that here.
Yeah. Team of experts or a team of...
Oh, yeah. So then if I say I make great deals happen by surrounding myself with the handpicks, is that kind of saying I'm not that?
No, I said you're just kind of saying I've got this expertise, I've got a great team.
Like I am elevated because of my great team.
Your perseverance, your determination, your experience have all got you these great deals.
Yeah.
And you also have a great team behind you.
Yeah. Okay, so we'll you know, you always leave me with homework. So, and this is well, it's all really important. That's something we've learned through all of this, isn't it? Every click in LinkedIn is important.
So let's just keep talking because this is recorded. You can just watch it again. And
Right. Yes, that's very helpful too.
I think it's good to just kind of just get this out of all of us and
Yeah, exactly. Keep
arrange it later.
Yeah.
So yeah, I like the great deals because you don't just do deals.
Yeah. Great deals happen. Then do a list, perseverance. But then that all sounds boring.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's not what
But we want to convey that you work hard for your clients.
Yeah.
You've got the experience. You want them to be happy.
And feel trusting towards using me, to be pleased.
You want this to be their best deal ever.
Yeah. And they want to be relaxed in their choice, that they pick someone who will represent them in the best possible way.
So yeah, your goal is to give them their best deal ever and best experience ever.
Exactly.
So it's more than just renting a building or building a building.
Yeah. And, you know, especially with retail, it is so location. And, you know, retail is a lifestyle.
Yeah.
You know, most owner operators are in their retail locations, you know, for a big part of their life.
Yeah. That's
so
good. I like lifestyle.
Lifestyle. I do too. So
I don't know how it'll fit in there, but it's good to just capture it.
Exactly. I agree. And it's sort of back to that creating.
I was just looking at creative solutions in your list over here.
creative lifestyle solutions, but is that kind of getting off topic a bit?
Yeah, just put it out there so we can review it.
Yeah, I agree. And, you know, even when I am hiring my the contractors, when I'm interviewing my team, when I'm bringing people on in the different pieces of my business where I need them. And, you know, what I'm saying to them is, I want this to be part of your lifestyle. That you know, this work is, you are playing, the items you're doing for me is what really gets you jazzed. And so what do you want to do? And that's working out very well for me. My business is my lifestyle. Mm-hmm. That's, you know, really important that you've hit on that. I do work all the time because work is play for me, you know, so if I can play all the time, isn't that great? You know, my significant other also works all the time, but we have a great life and we have a very well balanced life, even though we're always working. And I'm sure you are too. You know, that's from how I see your activities on the internet and everything you're doing, you're putting a lot of hours in.
Yeah. With
a smile on your face.
We love what we're doing.
Yeah, exactly. So I think that really is important to portray on LinkedIn, that this is my lifestyle. And
you really care about your clients.
Yes.
Tell that.
Yeah.
They say you're not in it for the money. You're in it because you love what you're doing.
Yeah. And you say things like that on LinkedIn?
Yeah.
Really? I don't know. Let me think about that one.
We'll talk about how you got into real estate and why you love it so much. It's your dream job.
Yeah.
And if somebody tells me I'm living my dream job, I want to work with that person.
Right.
You're not just putting in your 8 to 5 and going home and watching TV.
Yeah. I like that.
You're going to be thinking about me at 10 o'clock at night.
Yeah. That is so
Something catches your eye. It's like, oh, that would be perfect for Ted.
Exactly. Yeah. I really like that, to put that out there in here somewhere, that dream job.
The other side, you don't want to make it look like you're a workaholic and never stop working, but
Exactly. And that's why I said, we are balanced. You're never at any given time in balance.
right.
Really. But we have a great lifestyle. We do golf, ski, travel, dinner parties, nice restaurants. I'm living exactly the life I want to lead.
You got to convey that.
Okay. So that's lifestyle dream job.
Not to brag.
Well, it's a fun, and that's why I never got on to Facebook. Is, to me, it just seemed like everyone's bragging about their fabulous life, and I just was opposed to that. That's not my style.
People are lying anyway.
So I agree. I want to convey my, sincere passion. And so it's a fine line by conveying the passion versus the bragging. So right. That needs some massaging.
Yeah, you won't put in there, I'll be there at midnight for you. Call me anytime.
Exactly.
But you can convey that you really, really care about your clients.
Yeah.
You want to create the most incredible experience every time you work on a project.
Yeah.
You're like the Nordstrom of commercial real estate.
Yes. We have a new one here in downtown Vancouver.
Yeah.
Oh, it's exquisite. Nordstrom talk about a retail experience.
Right.
Yeah. They do a great job.
Yeah. It's like you walk into the Apple store. It's the most incredible experience.
It really is. And I'm taking classes at the Apple store as well.
Yeah.
I have you as my LinkedIn coach, and the classes are free. And some of the stuff I've learned there is great, like really helpful.
You want to convey in your summary, in those 2,500 words, that you create experiences like Nordstrom and Apple. And
oh, I like that.
A plus.
Ooh, I like that
higher
too.
than A plus.
I really like that, though. Like, even to get the Apple store in there. So in my write-up.
Something like that.
Yeah.
This will take a lot of massaging to get it into 2,500
absolutely. But what I like about you, Ted, is the talking it through. Get me talking, get it out, and then make it a tight story.
Right.
But it doesn't, this kind of stuff does not come naturally to me, just to come up with the story right away.
So as you're working on the summary, trying to pull it all together, what you want to think about, pretend you're sitting in Nordstrom or you're at the Apple store and how you're feeling.
Oh, yeah.
Like you said, when you were at Nordstrom, it's an incredible experience. So as you're writing this, just convey that feeling.
What's interesting is I have a 2:30 meeting today, it's 1:44 today, at Nordstrom.
There you go.
I'm not making it up. And because I am looking to develop the rest of the street around Nordstrom. I think they do such a great job, and that they have elevated the streetscape of downtown Vancouver. And I want to carry that on for blocks around the store.
Global vision comes to mind when you said that.
Yeah. And so I
into your world travel.
I have a tour booked at 2:30 today, and our starting point, which I suggested, is Nordstrom, just because that is the epicenter now of the street it's on.
Yeah.
So there we go. We're aligned. Retailistically, Ted, you and I are aligned.
See?
I like it.
No, my neighbor I grew up with as a child, when New York City, they renovated the Broadway area, the 42nd Street, he was involved in that whole project. They weren't just looking at one storefront. It's like, we're doing this whole neighborhood.
Wow, that must have been incredible.
And I just thought of that when you said, everything around Nordstrom I want to develop.
Exactly. And, I'm going to be in New York on December 1st. So I'm going to put that on my list.
Yeah.
Should I take a selfie while I'm there and send it to you?
There you go.
Yes, I would like to see a selfie.
Yep.
I'm just going to show the we've hit the maximum length just to give you an idea what 2,500 words looks
Oh,
like.
that's a great idea, Sue.
Yeah, there you go. Doesn't seem like much.
It doesn't. Huh.
It's characters, so it's counting all those.
Oh, it's characters, of course. It's not. It's 2,500 characters, not words, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's about how much space we're trying
Right.
to fill.
And I like that point form. Kind of is. Are you okay with that, Ted?
That is much easier because people are going to scan it. So you want to have a like list.
Like I think of my customer as me. You know, I am a lot like my customer.
Right.
So, and I'm a scanner. It's like, what has he done? What has she done? Just give me the high points.
So you could put a question maybe. How do you feel when you walk into Nordstrom's or the Apple store? I create experiences like that.
Oh, that's so good.
Something like that.
Yeah. And, you know, I like having a question on the summary.
Yep.
That in and out of itself is a standout.
Actually, it doesn't hurt to have the first line a question that really gets them thinking, so they're going to want to read more.
I like that.
So maybe that could start it out. How do you feel? How do you feel when you walk into the Nordstrom or the Apple store?
Huh.
Something like that.
Yeah.
Or what kind of experience?
Yeah. And so how often do you change your summary?
Not that often. I change the headline more often.
Okay. So I think that's what I'll challenge myself then. The summary won't change, but maybe it's question of the month or question of the quarter or.
Right, at the top, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Right.
I'm going to do that.
Yeah, because your goal is when they see that first line on your profile on a mobile phone, you want them to click on your profile to read the summary.
Right. That's all you're really doing.
So they get to know you.
Get them that one click.
And then they go to your experience to see your actual jobs. And
yeah. Okay, so in experience is where you put the resume type information, that chronological do.
Exactly.
Okay.
And what happens with LinkedIn when you go through their wizard, it actually prompts you to put the summary, to put your experience there.
In
and
the
you're
summary.
repeating their experience. So the LinkedIn wizard is the problem.
Okay, interesting.
So that makes it's even easier for us to stand out because most people
Right.
just go through the wizard.
That's right. Exactly.
So.
Excellent. Good.
So that's what we got to do now. Pull all this into 2,500 words.
Okay. So I think my head is spinning now from everything that we've done, and I've laid my heart out for all. So can we have our takeaway and what my homework is?
Yeah, we're going to pull all this together. So when you go to Nordstrom today, Matt, just feel how you're feeling.
Okay.
Kind of like the old NLP, neuro-linguistic programming. I don't know if you know what that is. But
Well, yeah, because I read about that in Tony Robbins.
yeah. So you walk in there and you're experiencing all this. Just kind of feel where you feel it in your body and how it makes you feel and how you can project that feeling when you create your experiences for people.
Great advice.
It's perfect timing you're going there. It's like,
I know. It really is. It's funny.
see, all this
Awesome.
stuff happens for a reason.
Exactly. I'm a true believer in that.
So I guess we should wrap up part 4 at this. I'm gonna, well, as you can see, you could see us adding all the notes into the summary there. Obviously, I'm not going to be displaying that. That was just us brainstorming, getting all our thoughts out on paper. I'm going to be saving that into a different area so that Perry and I can go back and make a rockin' summary.
Fine tune it and rock it. Absolutely.
So Perry, as you're walking through Nordstrom on your tour today, write down notes when you walk into a certain department or something, how you get a great feeling or a not so great feeling.
Okay.
What stands out to you and why do you think you're feeling that? And where do you feel it in your body? Your
Yeah.
heart, your head.
Okay.
Because that'll help you craft this summary that's going to make people feel that way when they come into your places.
Right. Yeah.
So is it the
Good.
lighting? Is it the layout? Is it whatever?
All right. Awesome stuff, you guys. That
Great.
was Ted Prodromou, who I think I've moved your book from right beside me, but Ted wrote the book on LinkedIn. And as always, Ted, we appreciate your advice so much. Our case study is Perry Zimmerman, who you will find soon on LinkedIn, and you know her profile is going to be like showing up in front of every. Oh, there you go. There you go. Hang on. Show us again. There we go. There it is. Where the heck did mine go? It's around here somewhere.
I still refer to it. Amazing.
That's great.
Awesome stuff, you guys. Thank you very much for watching. I'm sure you learned some cool stuff about LinkedIn, and now it's back to the mode of when we got to piece all these little things together and make it really shine, right? But we got some awesome notes. So thank you very much, Ted. Thank you very much, Perry.
My pleasure. Thanks, Ted. Thanks.
Okay, thank you.
Awesome, guys. My name is Sue Sierra. Thank you for watching, and we will see you next time. Bye-bye.